times, and I'm going to keep it very brief. I'm a walking miracle through the things that God has done through me. But I've got miracles that God has done in my life since I was a baby, right up until just a few years ago. So that's similar to what we're talking about. I'll do the most recent one. I was told that I had a torn anterior cruciate ligament in my knee, and the only option before that was surgery. And having a sports background, I knew exactly what that meant. And I was off work with that injury and I had to wait for surgery. While I was waiting for the surgery, basically I experienced a blood clot. So the blood clot apparently traveled from my knee to my lungs, and I passed out 3 times before the paramedics came, and once they came, twice. They got me to the hospital. Basically, they revived me, and I was still in pain, and so I was on all kinds of medication while I was waiting for that. 6 months or so later, I'm still dealing with it, still waiting for the surgery. My wife and I were watching television, because I couldn't go very far, and we were watching as God was sharing through someone else how he had healed a lady, and they were giving the testimony, and a lady wrote in to say how she had been healed. And we were sitting there as my wife was praying for me. We said, well, if God can do that for them, why can't he do it for me? Amen. And I started to feel something like I've never experienced. It was like electricity was flowing through my body. And my wife said to me, stand up. And I stood up, and I was in pain. I was in a lot of pain, and the pain disappeared. I walked around the room, and there was no pain. I was experiencing nothing. Now, I'm a very scientific, skeptical kind of person, and I knew the world that I was living in. I said, okay, I'm going to wait until I go to the hospital, and because when they gave me the x-rays, they showed me the x-rays. When we went back to the hospital, the x-rays, first time we went, the x-rays clearly showed that there was a break, and where it was. When we went back to the hospital, they put the x-rays up and they said, we can't see anything. Amen. And the pain was gone. A month later, I told you I've got a lot of them. When I was in my 20s, I fell off a building 15 feet, and my spine I've had back pain throughout my life. A month later, I experienced the same thing for my back. So there's just 2 examples of the things that God has done in my life, and he can do it for all of us. I give him all the praise and all the glory.